Okay, why are you not making any more stage guides? Or how do you feel for not making any stage guides? So anyways, hello. It's been a very long time since I made a video. I've been very busy with university. I hate school so bad, and I'm also busy doing that. But yeah, in any case, let's do two things in this video. First one is to mention about these stage guides, why don't I do it anymore? And the second one is to mention a straight up YouTuber feud that I have with a channel named Arkchive. I have to fire my cylinders at him because he's being an idiot. But in any case, yeah, let's get started with the first matter. So I've already addressed this thing about why I don't make stage guides in a video called Why Arknights Players Do Not Want to Learn, something along that line. And I've expressed it a lot in my streams as well. But I thought of just making this isolated video so that more of you are a bit aware why I made such a decision in my channel. So when I first started making stage guides in the past, it was very much because I wanted to cater to new players. I'm very concerned about new players being able to learn game concepts and at least being able to clear stages, understanding that you can borrow a certain unit in order to get the rewards that you want. And even if you don't, it's fine. You learn how to play the game. With other guide makers that's also in this YouTuber market, as someone who is coming in a little bit later, because I only made stage guides more than a year after Arknights was released. So by then, we already have people like Kyostin, Ekagen, and maybe some others as well. But one of the big advantages for some of the biggest guide makers, for example, Kyostin and Oyuki, is that they already played the events on CN, and they make their own original guides as well. So Kyo and Oyuki both started out with the low rarity stuff, and then of course as the game progressed, they started to go into high rarity AFK. Oyuki purely does that now, while Kyo does like both versions, a low rarity and a high rarity version. And for each time the event appears in CN, they get to play that first. They take their hours of investment in order to figure out a great guide that you guys can use. Someone like Ekagen, he does it a little bit similar to me, where he will play the event only in global and then figure out the guides from there. And the way that Ekagen does it, he doesn't really limit himself like, oh, only can use 1 6-star, only low rarities. He will have 5 stars, 4 stars. So his time that he takes to clear out the stage is kind of a bit shorter. Whereas for myself, when I made a lot of these stage guides, it involves 1 6-star, and a lot of the times it's just 3 stars, if not a few 4 stars. And that takes a lot of time to make those guides. So every time a new event were to appear, I'll be playing it on hours on end. So the event usually starts at like 1 a.m. I will always be playing it until morning time, like 7 a.m., even 9 a.m. And I'm still sitting there trying to figure out a great guide for you guys for stages like EX7, EX8 of any event. And I think that just took a toll on me after a long time, because when I first started doing this, I was in like my first year of uni. You know, things were still kind of chill, can manage life. But once I get into the second year and third year, doing this commitment was pretty damn tough. And it also feels very, I suppose, not as appreciative of a content. I don't think that's like the right word. But because I'm always later to posting all of these stage guides, I'm usually like 2 to 4 days late of posting any of the stages. And that easily just makes less people watch me, because for a lot of the AK players, especially something I mentioned in the video that I highlighted just now, for a lot of the AK players that just want to AFK, get it done, get their dailies, event clear, play other games, like they just want to see whichever first video that spawns. They can use that video, clear the stage, they're happy. They don't care how that video was made. That's all that they need to see. But for me, I very much care about the learning experience that people can get from my video. I don't want you to just place this here, place that there, and then not really understand why are you doing that. No blind copy. That's not fun. You don't learn by doing that. So like I take a bit of the hit, shoot myself in the foot a bit to always post that late. I didn't really mind it. But the part where I started minding it was the fact that this then took a bit of a toll on my own health and my own time, because I cannot make guides in like 1 or 2 hours. Figuring out how to do a low rarity strat with 6 stars, that takes many, many hours. Like, I appreciate people using my guides and then telling me, oh my god, it's so easy, you made it look like it's nothing. But I think a lot of people don't seem to realize that a lot of the guides take so many man hours in order to really fine tune it and make sure that it's easy for you to take with no problems at all. So yeah, with that kind of happening, the other thing that kind of came to my mind was the fact that I've been doing stage guides for so long. And there is a period of time where my YouTube channel is just pretty much flooded with so many stage guides. Because as the game progressed, it got harder. So people have a bit more demand as to not just the last 2 EX stages. Even EX4 is appearing hard. And I end up making videos for everything. And that then started to raise a question for myself as to, do I really want to live my time in AK as just a guide maker? Like, it's kind of nice, you know, you go down on the streets, go to conventions, people are like, oh, Cookie, it's you. And you make that guy, you save me in this particular event. Like, I like that feeling, but I kind of wish I'm not really known as that for the community, but rather I'm known as someone who has kept the community going and that I managed to entertain you guys. I managed to let you guys enjoy the game. So to me, it just felt like it's a creative impedance where guides don't really mean much. It doesn't really describe you as a person. You know, people are thankful you teach them how to solve a puzzle stage, but like at the end of the day, they'll just forget you once the whole thing is over. Instead, I feel that I'm more concerned about having a long-lasting impact when it comes to the YouTube videos that I make. And that was like the very many reasons that started to make me think guide making isn't really the path that I want to go for. Instead, let's make more specialized content, more content that the effort that I put into making a guide, those hundreds of hours that I've already spent on it, let's turn those hundreds of hours into creative production, cool videos that you guys get to enjoy on this channel. So that's pretty much how to explain as to why I haven't really been making guides, and I probably wouldn't consider to even go back into it, you know. Just stay tuned into the channel. University is freaking tough, but I do really hope to just produce so much more greater stuff for the AK community. I have some secrets, but I shall not mention what they are. You will know what they are very soon. Secret projects that will happen. But in any case, let's also go into the second matter, where it's about this particular YouTuber named Arkchive. So we're in a bit of a feud now. I can be very public about it. But as you already know, Arkchive made a video talking about the best base guide, and it's a very, very sad video to watch because of how he stands by the point of 243 being the best base and 252 being the worst base, you know. I'm fine with people having these kind of opinions. Like, it's perfectly okay. You know, if some of you watching this video, maybe you want to shut off already and be like, oh, it's about that again. But hear me out. Like, it's okay that you have the view that a certain thing in Arknights, you know, a certain way you do things is better. But I think it's very flawed, for one, where if people present to you proper researched evidence, that you just ignore it and say, no, you're wrong, your brain is just damaged or something like that. There's so many people who have invested so much time and hard work to make sure that they can find out the best min-max for the game. And for a single YouTuber to just shut down the efforts of everyone in the 3 years of playing this game is actually crazy. You know, I'm very, very sad that he just put out this opinion that just isolates everybody else in the community. But it doesn't really fully does the isolating factor. Instead, I do think that the video also incited some herd mentality where all the people who are just like, oh yeah, 243 is great because I've been using 243 my whole life. And since you tell me it's good, I'm with you. You know, we're the 243 army. Like, let's not create these kind of wars. That's kind of the reason why I'm very incentivized now to go about making the base guide video so that I can teach you guys really, really how to handle the base, you know. I'm not going to promote to you guys like 252 is the best thing. You cannot do 243, you know. It's not like that. Let me explain to you as easily as possible how the base actually functions. And now that you understand how the base functions, you make the base your own way. Like if you want to do some weird composition, but you know what you're doing, go ahead. You know, let me just explain to you the basics that what happens within that. And no Excel spreadsheets, none of that. I hate numbers. I hate it when people tell me that I have to micromanage. You know, let me teach you how to not do that. But yeah, Arkchive unfortunately did that, and at the same time, he has a lot of guide videos, as you all saw. I do understand that he's coming up and like becoming like a very good YouTuber that a lot of people adore because he's saving you in stages. I'm not doing that anymore, you know. I pass the job to other people. But I don't like it when the other people who take this job don't put in effort into their videos because unfortunately, I don't have Discord receipts of my conversation with Arkchive. But we had an argument where Arkchive apparently called me out for copying guides, only for one particular stage, by the way. It was NLEX8. And he's still hounding on it. But Basically, his testimony is that he felt that I was directly copying another YouTuber when I made my NLEX8 guide. And it's like, you can say that I'm copying if you're very particular about the fact that what I had to do was to figure out there was a pushing mechanism in that stage. Because at some point, it got so stuck where I had to figure out why did people even able to achieve their 1/6 star strategy. So I had to look it up and I realized Shaw was very effective in that stage. And then that's when I used that idea in order to figure out, okay, that's cool. Now, let's do it on my own. Let's figure out where can I place these operators and how can I teach people to do it. And it turns out that the strategy is like very, very similar. But if you watch so many of my other guides, and if not, even my streams that I have as VODs on YouTube. If you didn't know I have a VOD channel, you can go there. You can watch the tens of hours of all of my streams. Yeah, those streams will show you that every single EX stage and normal stage, I invest a frick ton of my life to make the guides. Like, I have to retry, try this 6 star, put in some new 3 stars, do some different formations in order to produce those videos. The unfortunate thing is that he basically feels that I didn't put in the effort because I don't have evidence that I put in the effort. Even though I took 10 hours to make that guide off stream. And yeah, just call me up for copying. But then the funny matter then becomes that I looked into his videos and then I compared his videos to videos that appears on the CN Bilibili side. And I realized it's not about the videos like being stolen. It's a 1-for-1. His strategies are literally what you can find in other channels. And it's very, very sad to see someone apparently calling me out for copying. So I had to call him back out. Like, you're copying stuff. So the funny thing is, on my Discord chat with him, he then said, yeah, I did copy. So what? Then I'm just there like, then why are you targeting me when you are doing something wrong? And apparently, I have to get targeted because you think, I don't get it. It's a very, very flawed argument that is going on between me and Arkchive. So I didn't think that this guy will like be an up and coming YouTuber as of recent, but he is, and I'm so sorry I had to just shut him down like that. Like, I don't know if his guides now are actually better and he doesn't actually steal stuff, because at least that was what it was last time. Maybe he's not doing it now and I'm wronging him. But all I can say is, don't pick stupid fights, you know, Arkchive. Like, I was supposed to make a video about Twitwave as well, by the way, when he targeted the whole community and talked about the whole AI art thing. But I didn't want to make a video anymore because it's such a dead situation. I didn't have the time to give my opinion at that point in time. But then, this is a bit more recent, so here's my point of view towards it. All I can say is, I mean, I'm at peace with this guy, kind of. I don't really give a shit if he spouts nonsense. But he can do that, but to the people who's viewing him, I hope you're viewing him with a proper working brain. Like, he's spouting shit. That's all you need to understand. And please don't trust YouTubers that spout shit, because misinformation is a very, very scary piece of thing on the internet. So, yeah. That's all that I have to mention about this video. Hopefully, I gave you some interesting tea to have for the day. See y'all. Bye-bye.